Alright guys, I'm going to attempt to solve this on paper because I can't stand writing with my mouse and it looks terrible. So hopefully this will work. I've given you 3 examples to show you how the written steps work just with solving the equations. So again, this is an equation. It's got a variable here, the x. It's got a constant, the -4, because remember subtracting 4 is really adding a -4, and the -10. So these two are constants. If you remember from algebraic equations or expressions, x is a variable. This has an equal sign, so it's an equation. You can solve it. You can actually see what x is. So we're trying to isolate the variable. That's our goal here. So there are 2 ways that you can look at this. You can think of this that x is subtracting -4. So -4 is being added to x, or 4 is being subtracted from x. Either way. So if you want to undo subtracting 4, we use inverse operations and we would add 4. Or if you want to go ahead and add the opposite, which I know that I have encouraged y'all to do, you can think of this as x plus -4, and then to get rid of a -4, we combine it with a +4. So we're going to add a +4 on each side. You can put a plus sign with it, or you can just leave it with no sign. That would be positive. I like to draw the line down the equal sign because that helps kind of keep your problem organized and neat, but you don't have to. And then on the left side, we're going to combine everything. So -4 and +4, they're additive inverses. They make 0. Those are gone. You've got x isolated on the left. And then combine the right side, -10 and +4. The signs are different, so you would subtract, take the sign of the greater number. 10 minus 4 is 6. And then 10's larger and it's negative, so your answer would be -6. So I have told you in the other tutorials to take advantage of being able to check algebraic equations. Let me grab a different pen here. This is the one thing in math where you actually know if your answer is right or not before you submit anything. So to check it, you take whatever your value that you think is x and plug that back into the original equation. So here we think that x is -6, and then you go back to the original problem. -6 minus 4, or -6 plus -4. The signs are the same. Add, keep the sign. That does give you -10. So that tells you that your answer of x equals -6 is correct. All right, example 2. We've got x minus -3 equals 4. This is definitely one that you want to go ahead and add the opposite. So this is really x plus 3 equals 4. So 3 is being added to x, or if you think in terms of algebra tiles, x is paired with a +3. Either way, to get rid of that, you want to combine it with a -3, which would be the same thing as subtracting 3. Because adding 3 and subtracting 3 are inverse operations, or 3 positives combined with 3 negatives will undo each other. They'll get rid of each other. So I'm going to draw my lines. And then add everything on the left side, +3 and -3. They're additive inverses combined to give you 0. Those are gone. You've got x isolated on the left. And then on the right, +4 and -3. Signs are different. Subtract, take the sign of the greater number. That would be +1. All right. Let's check it. And plug in a +1 into x. And 1 plus 3 does give you 4, which is the same thing as 1 minus -3, because adding the opposite would be 1 plus 3. So that tells us that x does equal +1 for example 2. All right, example 3. We've got x plus 9 equals 2. So x is being added to 9. Or again, if you think in terms of